Welcome to the Love Hub channel, where we discuss matters of the heart and give relationship advice to women. In today's episode, we are going to find out how you can know if your boyfriend is losing interest. Remember, the Love Hub is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge women here. We are your safe space. Now let's get to the signs. Sign 1. Your partner feels distant. One common sign that your partner is losing interest is that you feel more like roommates than partners, even if you don't live together. A tendency to do your own separate things more often than not could spell trouble. And this can include physical intimacy, but it may also manifest as a general sense of distance and separation, like choosing not to spend holidays and special events together. When a couple is working through an issue like this together, take sex off the table altogether so it doesn't feel like an obligation or added pressure during a vulnerable time. Sign 2. Your partner's moody when it comes to spending time with you. It's normal for couples to feel annoyed with each other every now and then, but when their moods seem particularly agitated or avoidant, it could be a sign that your partner is thinking about leaving. Agitated moods are something to look out for, especially when they don't extend to other areas besides your requests. So it almost feels like you are annoying them. Everything that you do is irritating to them, and you don't understand why. If you've asked them to spend time with your family or engage in some equal workload sharing around the house, and they react with heavy sighs or procrastination, that could be indicative of a loss of interest. Now, it's also possible that he's just going through a difficult time in his life and he's not able to share that with you. You need to sit down and have an open and honest conversation to figure out why he is acting so negatively. It's important for you to understand where he's coming from, and it's important for him to be honest with you so that you don't feel like you're such a nuisance to him. It's not fair to you. Sign 3. They've stopped calling or texting. It may be a sign that your partner is losing interest, or it may just mean that they are busy or would rather connect with you in person rather than over the phone. A slowdown in phone communication could have a few potential causes. People are busier than ever. So if they stop calling and texting, it might be some of that newness has worn off, and maybe there's some security and they think, I don't always have to check in on her. It could also be that they're working a job where it's hard to sneak away to look at his phone. In any case, there are many reasons why he may no longer be texting or calling you as much as he first used to. Again, it's important to sit down and have an open and honest conversation to figure out why this change happened. Sign 4. Conversations with your partner feel forced. If your partner used to chat happily for hours and now things feel a bit forced, it might be a sign that they're checking out of the relationship. But it could also mean a lot of other things, especially if you've recently argued or gone through some tough times together. If you've told them how you feel and conversations still feel stilted, that's worth taking a note of. If you can't find common interest or joy in just having a simple, loving conversation, then you might want to start questioning things. Sign 5. They don't talk about the future. While it's always fine to focus on the present, especially if your relationship is new, it may start to raise a few red flags if your partner never wants to talk about the future, like planning vacations or discussing whether or not they're interested in having children. This may be a sign of bigger issues in your relationship, or that you want more from the relationship than he does. Maybe some people just live in the moment and don't like to plan for the future. And it's good to know that about a partner. That can be a sign that they might not be the person for you if they're not able to think about their future with you. Sign 6, you don't feel supported by your partner. Supporting a partner can be difficult and time consuming, which is perhaps why someone who is ready to check out may not put in the effort to do so. A loving partner would usually offer support. So, if nothing bigger is going on in their life, this might be a sign that they aren't interested in you and your life. Whether it's lending an ear to listen or a shoulder to cry on, it points out that not every person is uniquely equipped to offer every type of support. Ideally, they should be willing to learn. They should be there for you, especially when you are going through tough, tumultuous times. What is the point of being in a relationship if it's so one-sided, when you're the only one that is giving all the support and getting none in return? It takes two to tango. You can't take on the dance of life on your own. You need to have somebody there to help lift you up when you're feeling down, who supports you when you feel like you're falling apart. That's what love is about. If he's too busy doing his own thing and has no time to give you any type of support whatsoever, maybe it's time to sit down and reflect on what you want from this man, and reflect if he is even deserving of your love. Sign 7, they reject all relationship labels. While not everyone feels the need to label relationships, a lack of commitment or willingness to do so can certainly indicate that a person has lost interest. It could be a sign of trouble, adding that it can be especially awkward when those terms of endearment slip away. If your partner used to use terms of endearment you loved and has since stopped, maybe it's a sign that he is losing interest in you. When changes happen in a relationship, it's important to sit down and figure out if maybe there's something more to it. If maybe your partner is going through his own changes and is now starting to distance himself from you. Sign 8, you don't feel like a priority to your partner. The big takeaway is that you should feel like a priority in your partner's life, as that's a sign that you're both on the same page. People shouldn't sacrifice themselves in order to be good partners. That leads to resentment, bitterness, and breaking up. But somebody who's showing you that you're a priority will be interested in your happiness, and they'll feel happiness with you. Remember, these are just some of the signs. You know your relationship better than we do. But regardless, the Love Hub will always be here for you. And we can't wait to see you in the next episode.